Welcome to the Fixed Wireless Access Show with your host, Benjamin Tansky, yours truly. Let that slide in there. Oh, welcome. All right, what are we talking about today? We're talking about this amazing number. Global telecommunication industry is expected to have revenues of over $1.53 trillion in 2024. That's a sick number. You know, anyone that says connectivity isn't cool, check yourself. Connectivity is always cool. Connectivity is going to be cool. Connectivity is going to be cool for millennia. For millennia, people, for millennia, it's never not going to be cool because though connectivity, all your fancy doodads don't work. Apps, software as a blank, hosted as a blank. None of that stuff work without proper connectivity. You gotta have proper connectivity. End of story. Period. That's a lot of money. $1.53 trillion. That's a lot of money to tally it all up. That is a lot. What else are we talking about today? We're talking about this great new subsea fiber. I mean, for all you people that out there don't know what subsea fiber is what the internet is, essentially. Subsea fiber is how, we communicate to different parts of the world using subsea underground fiber, which is amazing, right? Yeah, until you have different countries that are fighting with each other. So right now it's the U.S. Is saying, hey, we're planning to ban all Chinese tech firms from having anything to do with our subsea fiber, just like they did with Huawei and ZTE, etc., with the mobile network infrastructure in the United States. If any of you forgot or unfamiliar, the U.S. government basically said, hey, Huawei, ZTE, all these Chinese-owned companies, state-owned companies, hey, you can't sell, we can't have you in our network stack anymore. So the same thing is going on with the subsea fiber in the United States of America, which is, kind of goes hand in hand with what they did with the mobile network infrastructure, what the U.S. government did. But a great new advancement, the Southeast Asia, Middle East, Western Europe 6, CME 6. That is a new subsea fiber that is going to be connecting Southeast Asia, the Middle East, and Western Europe with an astronomical capacity of 126 terabits per second. That's insane. Think about that, right? 126 terabit per second throughput over this new subsea fiber. They're calling CME 6. That is connecting Southeast Asia, the Middle East, Western Europe. And the construction began way back in 2022. So everything takes time, especially when you're going under, on the subsea floor. We're not trenching like you do in the city streets for the last mile, but you are, dealing with the underground ocean floor, etc., which poses its own insane challenges, I'm sure of it. The other piece we're talking about is TELUS provides a wholesale wireless to support Cogeco's mobility. Wait. So this is TELUS Canada. Let me start again. TELUS Canada provides wholesale wireless to support Cogeco's mobile launch while reaffirming the need for equitable wholesale fiber access. That's kind of strange, right? So TELUS is giving Cogeco wholesale wireless connectivity, wholesale wireless pricing, so Cogeco can continue building its wholesale fiber. It sounds like a quid pro quo. You scratch my back, I scratch your back. Kind of sounds like it, but anyone that's listening, feel free to chime in and see if I'm wrong here. Canada is a little different than the U.S. when it comes to mobility. When I grew up in Canada, you were billed per meg, basically. I'm not sure if it's still the same. I think it is. Cell phone bills in Canada are pretty expensive compared to the United States. U.S., you can get an unlimited voice and data and text plan for like $35 from, companies like Visible, who is a subsidiary of Verizon. But, in Canada, I don't think you can get a bill for like under, $80, $90. If you're in the U.S., Visible is pretty inexpensive, and it runs on the same network as Verizon, if you're interested in that kind of stuff. Well, that's a little bit of telecom updates. I still can't get over the fact that in 2024, the telecom industry was expected to have in revenues over $1.53 trillion. That's an insane amount of money. And I'm sure it's only going to grow significantly year over year. But today, again, we're here to educate about fixed wireless fiber. Fixed wireless fiber, what does it look like? Can you drop ship fixed wireless fiber? Can anyone tell me, can you drop ship fixed wireless fiber? If anyone could tell me, if you could drop ship what you see on your screen right now, I mean, tell me how you drop ship that and have, a customer install that. You can't drop ship real fixed wireless fiber. Anyone that's selling 5G fixed wireless and says, hey, I'm going to drop ship it to you, I'm going to drop ship it to your house, they're not giving you a real fixed wireless connection. They can drop ship what you see on your screen. Yeah, that's a hotspot. That's easy. You could drop ship that, no problem. What else can you drop ship? Oh, you could drop ship that. That's a mobile network extender. Like that's not fixed wireless. Companies like Verizon, you see that logo there, they pitch that as 5G fixed wireless. It's not fixed wireless. It's just not. You have to go on site to a location and install it on the roof. That's the only way it works. That is the only way it works. Whether you have that type of device or this type of device, at the end of the day, you could just use your phone and turn on the hotspot and click join now, because those two devices I just showed you are essentially the same thing. Well, minus the fact that this one here actually needs to plug into your internet in your house so it can rebroadcast an internet connection. Right? So that device, you plug in your internet there, and then it does some doodad inside, and then your cell phone could connect to that thing. But it's going over your own internet connection. So the question is that carrier, is Verizon paying you, the end user, to use your internet to boost their cellular signal? No, they're not paying you. Yeah. So I have my reservations about that. Truly. Really. Let's go back to fixed wireless fiber. Fixed wireless fiber, it's where it's at, right? Listen, if anyone says that they have a redundant connection because they're covered, they have redundancy, they have 5 different providers all coming in underground. We're good, we don't need any diversity, we already have redundancy. Look at the picture you see on your screen. Do you think if you have 5 different points of entry underground into your building, it's going to be okay if there's a flood? No, that's a rhetorical question. No, it's not going to be okay. It's going to go down. You need diversity. Understand the difference between redundancy and diversity. Redundancy is underground. I don't care if you have 27 different points of entry in your building, it's all redundant. It's like you're not going to buy one stock. You're not going to buy, $100,000 worth of graphene shares in Acme Corp and hope you don't, lose your investment if the market goes down. No, what are you going to do? You're going to diversify your portfolio. You're going to buy some graphene shares in Acme Corp, some in another company, et cetera, et cetera. You spread the risk. So here, understand that redundancy is okay. Don't get me wrong. It's okay, but it's not diversity. I don't care how you try and spin it. Redundancy is nowhere near the same as diversity. I'm going to switch the photos here. Let me flip that back. Look, you sometimes have people that have an accident underground. Whoop, the backhoe cut it, right? Backhoe went snip, and all that went bye-bye. Oh, another underground flood. We know what happens there. Nothing good. But here's another interesting picture. Look on your screen. So when clients, businesses, end users say, hey, I have redundant fiber connections coming underground. Look at this. This is what it actually looks like. It's in PVC conduit. It's in PVC pipe. You have fiber inside those tubes. Those tubes are running in parallel. That's not diversity. That's redundant. And you got to understand that redundancy, it is the single point of failure. You got to have a diverse connection. Connectivity is king. Connectivity is where it's at. If your company, if your business, if your client doesn't have a really good internet connection and really good network topology, you got to start there, and everything else you can layer on top. I can't even get into all the stuff you can layer on top of it, but it keeps going and going and going like the Energizer Bunny. But you have to have a diverse connection. You have to have fixed wireless fiber. There's no way around it. Truly, there's no way around it. Check this out. Look, you ever seen underground manhole fire? Underground manhole fires, they cascade. Why? Because the fire underground wants to keep feeding itself and eating and getting stronger and stronger. What does it feed off of? It feeds off of, I'll show you what it feeds off of. It feeds off of the shielding on what you see on your screen, on the plastic. And then that fire keeps going, and it pops and it smokes and it causes lots of problems. And firemen, they can't put it out. Why do you think they're just standing around? It's underground. They have to let it burn out. It's crazy, right? They have to let it burn out. Wild. That's wild times. What's the answer to this? The answer is dual path. The answer is fixed wireless fiber. There's a wonderful company out there. It's called Natural Wireless. They've been around for 22 plus years doing just that. Diverse fixed wireless fiber. It's not a secret. Don't think it's a new technology. It's been around for a lot longer than 22 years. I would triple that number to say how old it is. It's probably on par with, maybe a little younger than coax. And don't get me started with coax. Speaking of coax, let's talk about one last thing here before we go. Was anyone affected by the Starlink outage? There was a global Starlink outage last week. I didn't hear any news about that. No one's talking about that. What's up? There was a global Starlink outage, and they blamed it on a software issue. That's insane. The whole network, the global network infrastructure went down. That's, listen, Starlink's amazing. It's a great product, and I truly believe that Starlink will eventually replace coax connectivity for homes and businesses because, coax, it's legacy. It's like T1. It's going to go bye-bye. Use those coax lines as drag lines for fiber into a home. Stop wasting time trying to compress coax technology, DOCSIS 3.1, 3.2, maybe even DOCSIS 4. Hey, what if we just run fiber into someone's house? Oh, that works too. Yeah, you could do that. Should have done that a long time ago. But anyway, Starlink, that's crazy. A global outage? Wow. I wonder how many heads are rolling over there. That's nuts. Anyways, going back to the game plan here. Look, you want to see another interesting picture? Check this out. This is also 4G. Anyone that says what you see on your screen is a 5G connection, run for the hills. Run for the hills. It's all smoke and mirrors. These are quad band. These are maybe even 4 5G SIM chips, eSIMs in one device, and they're powering a Wi-Fi access point. The picture you see on the bottom right, pop open the box, turn on the internet, and boom, you have a Wi-Fi network in your event or your office. Yeah, it's all riding off of the cellular network infrastructure. So if there's a network outage anywhere and everyone's going to jump onto the cellular network, what's going to happen to that connection? It's going to be, it's going to be like trying to get water out of a hose that has a kink in it. You're not going to get anything. You're going to get drips and drabs. Anyways, if you see any of these things are really cool. They're a good tool to use in your toolkit for certain applications. They are certainly not good for a business environment to run your organization from. Certainly not. The answer to that is, I'll tell you what, it's fixed wireless fiber. That is the answer. That is what you're looking for. You want primary connectivity that's ultra low latency, can be delivered within 5 days or less. That's nuts. That's fast. Up to 20 gigabits per second. Again, there's a great company out there. It's Natural Wireless. They've been doing this for 22 years, and they can essentially help you out whenever you need help. With that, I'm going to leave it for you guys to figure that last part out. Let me guess. You know what it's time for? It's time to go sell something. All right, go sell something. Yes, I know I have a great voice, but you can go sell something. Call me, sell me something. I love being sold stuff.